Most people spend years trying to change their life, but they keep ending up in the same place. Not because they're lazy, but because their mind is trying to protect the version of themselves they've always been. And once you see how the system works, you realize something uncomfortable. The battle was never you versus the world. It's been always you versus you. In this video, you will see how the system works and how to finally break out of it. You're not stuck by your circumstances, but by the story you tell yourself. Most people think the world or circumstances are holding them back. But here's the thing, when they try something in their life and they fail, instead of blaming themselves, they blame other people. Why? Because it makes them feel safe. But the truth is, it doesn't change anything because the obstacle is internal, not external. You're not born lazy. You were programmed to survive in a world you grew up in. And the truth is, nobody starts life with a belief about themselves. Between childhood and adolescence, your brain starts to observe things like how people treat you, how your parents handle challenges, what they say about success, whether failure or success was rewarded or punished, what you were told you are lazy, shy, difficult, ugly, and your brain record these as rules for survival. For example, when a kid hears you're not athletic, their brain stores sports equal embarrassment, avoid it. And this kid later in life, they say, I'm just not athletic. That's not the real identity, who they truly are. That's the old programming still running their life. And people rarely realize they did not choose that belief consciously. They adapted to survive in that environment. And here's the thing most people miss. When a belief system is repeated long enough, it becomes part of who you are. Beliefs act as filters. It determines what you notice, what you ignore, what you attempt, what you see as possibilities. When I have a belief about myself, I am unlucky, that belief will literally bend reality to protect itself. And when I seek something, it will seek me back. My belief is an energy that controls my behavior, my actions. Okay? So I see the world that way. And when things happen, it reinforces that belief. And that's one of the reasons most people stay stuck for decades. They're not seeing reality. They're seeing their belief projected onto reality. Your ego isn't evil. It protects who you believe you are, not necessarily what you want to be. Your ego acts as guardian. It protects your current identity at all costs. When you want to change or upgrade your identity, start a new habit, it resists change because it threatens your current one. When you have a belief that you're not disciplined, when you try to wake up early in the morning, you procrastinate, you resist it, you say, take a rest. And later you say, you see it? I am not disciplined. But here's the thing, your actions are secretly confirming your beliefs, even if you're not aware of it. Ego survives in fusion with experience. When you feel shame, anger, your ego identifies it and you react because it wants you to stay safe in your known identity. And that is one of the reasons that growth feels uncomfortable, because your ego fights it. So the louder resistance is, the closer you are to the real change. Your beliefs stack together and create your identity. And once your identity is formed, you have ego protection. So your behavior is aligned with who you think you are, even if it's harmful. Your brain values consistency. It doesn't give a shit about improvement. There's a difference between what you do once over what you do over and over. And every action you take is a vote for the person you were or you're becoming. And the only way to crack that loop is awareness. You can't change what you don't see, and awareness creates separation between you and the program. And instead of saying, I am lazy, now you say, I see the patterns that creates that lazy behavior. Now you become observer of who you actually programmed to be. Now you have two choices, whether you act the same way or you act in a way that your old identity resists. When you pick the second part, your ego isn't defending your identity anymore. You're observing the system. And last thing, change doesn't come from motivation. It comes from proof. And when you don't have proof right now, you gotta act. Consistency will always beat thinking. First thing, decide who you want to be. Second, take actions aligned with that identity daily. Third, ego resistance is fucking normal. Do it anyway. Fourth, focus on one identity change at a time. For example, if you want to become confident, you gotta speak up in small situations. The person holding you back is the one you were protecting. Now you know. Now you can choose differently.